Hi, I'm Tom Colohue from Sports Keeda, just putting a video up with my instant reactions from NXT Takeover. I'm just giving this a try. I'm not really a YouTuber. I'll give it a shot. I'll see what happens. If I don't like it, I won't keep it. If you don't like it, I probably won't keep it. So, we'll see. Fingers crossed it's not the worst thing in the world, but hopefully you like it. Quickly, reactions to NXT Takeover, which is just finished. So I'm still reeling from the Kevin Owens appearance a little bit. Did quite enjoy that. I just wanted to go over some general notes from the show. Firstly, match quality, fantastic as per with Takeover. We are used to this by now. We are used to how good the matches are and used to how impressive. They managed to find ways to fill almost every moment with something entertaining, and that's something you don't get on WWE by and large, because WWE has to aim for a lot of demographics. So you're always going to find something that isn't for you. If you follow like the yapping dog on SmackDown, not for me, not my cup of tea. Match quality, very high. It did suffer a little bit because it was only 4 matches. So every match could have done with a couple of minutes knocked off just to sort of zero it down, tighten it up. It was particularly on show in the triple threat, but I felt the final Wargames match had a bit of a struggle with it as well. A bit of time dithering, waiting for the big spots with the tables at the end, but we were still on the Owens high, so it all works out. I think we really needed one more match on the card, and when you consider that you've got 4 matches, but we're now 2 hours live every single week, they can afford to be pushing at least one more storyline and get something else on there. Admittedly, there may have been something else if Gargano was available, and then Riddle could move into a different program. Maybe that was a plan with Velveteen Dream. We'll never know at this point, but they could have afforded one more. Going through the card now, we'll start with the women's match. Storytelling, fantastic. Everything with Dakota Kai, incredible. Everything I wanted to see. The second I saw her with her hair down instead of up, I knew she was in heel mode. There was a wonderful thing in her first Mae Young Classic appearance where she was face, and then heel, because she came up against Kairi Sane. You can't be the face against Kairi Sane. Well, you can now, but you couldn't then. So that was quite telling. The 2-on-4 victory does make Bianca Belair, Io Shirai, Kayleigh look not as strong as they could do. Baszler didn't look great coming out of this, but she has a chance to redeem herself tomorrow night. So that will all work out. And of course, it does very good things for Rhea Ripley, who anyone who follows my work will know I'm a very big fan of Rhea Ripley. At Takeover Cardiff in August, when I was coming into the building for interviews, I just saw Rhea Ripley crossing the road to go and get a coffee in full gear. Just in full gear, because that's just a thing that people do now. They get coffee in full gear because why not? What else have we got? We had the triple threat after that. It was a tough job to follow what they did, but follow it they did. They performed admirably. They used the fact that there were 3 of them very cleverly. There was a lot of spots going on, a lot of interaction, quite intelligent use, even if a few bits did seem contrived. The finish probably seemed the most contrived of them all, but still had a bit of a natural feel to it. Dunn was probably the only real contender to be taking on Adam Cole, or at this point what is left of Adam Cole, and I think Dunn actually does have a decent chance of victory, given that Cole's been working injured for a couple of months now. We moved on then to Balor and Riddle. There was quite a lot of boos for Matt Riddle, which were surprising initially, but they actually did end up making quite a lot of sense, because Finn Balor's come in on such a hot streak, and Riddle was just the guy in the way. The match started off a bit slow before it really got going, but I think this was down to a very short amount of rehearsal time. NXT likes to work with their rehearsal time and make sure they have quite a bit of it, as much as possible, to really get the matches as high quality as you expect them as an audience, which is fair enough, but they only had a couple of weeks knowing that Gargano wasn't available, so they did the best they could. Still a very good match, still a very interesting match, and the right winner. Matt Riddle doesn't really lose anything by losing out to someone who is on the hottest streak of their life. That's fair enough as far as I am concerned. Getting to the main event, the last match of the card, and the reason this will be such a short video, the Kevin Owens surprise. everything you needed, everything you wanted. There were a couple of options on the table. You could have had Tyler Bate. I'd have loved to see Aleister Black maybe come back for just this one match. I know he doesn't have anything going until Monday, and he's obviously in Chicago. But Kevin Owens really popped the crowd. He's got a lot of history with the opponents in the ring. Even a storyline perspective, because he was jumped by the Undisputed Era. I'd imagine at this point Triple H is going to play up to it a little bit more, but I would expect Kevin Owens to be representing Raw tomorrow night at Survivor Series. The Undisputed Era, it was suggested, to my knowledge, according to one source, it was suggested that the Undisputed Era could maybe take it a little bit easy. As you can probably tell from the match, they were not keen on that particular piece of advice, and they ignored it completely. They are all wrestling tomorrow. Adam Cole, he took a nasty bump, didn't he? That was a brutal last spot. Very impressive, very safe, but when tables are involved, you can't be completely safe. Tables really do change everything, and people need to be aware of that. I was surprised they showed Britt Baker in the audience and referred to her on commentary. That was clearly under instruction. So at this point, I'm going to go onto Twitter and put up a poll and see what my followers thought of the show. But me personally, I thought this was a great show. I can't say it's going to overshadow Survivor Series because of the different unique matches we've got. This might be a time when a takeover does not overshadow the main roster. We'll have to see. But it's certainly given Survivor Series a lot to live up to. Just a lot to live up to. I think other than potentially needing one more match and a couple of minutes cut off here and there, I think this was about as good a show as we can possibly get. We're talking a B plus A minus sort of show here. So I'm going to upload this video to YouTube, which is a bit galling, but my face will be on a video. So let me know what you think. Please leave a like if you have watched this, and thank you very much for watching. Good night.